Hi guys, it's Adria. So today I'm going to be talking to you guys about something a little bit more serious than what I usually do. I'm going to talk to you guys about my struggle with obsessive-compulsive disorder. A lot of people don't really know what it is. There's a lot of misconceptions about it, that people are just crazy or germophobic or just, you know, there's lots of things. But obsessive-compulsive disorder, from my understanding of it, is when someone feels like they have to do something, like they have to do something a certain way. Most of the time it involves like rituals, like they can't do something without doing something else. And it's a mental disorder, and a lot of people think that people with OCD are crazy, and it would look in some cases like they are crazy. I remember seeing a girl on Dr. Phil who had horrible obsessive compulsive disorder, and I remember thinking like, wow, like she like looks crazy, but it's like I have the same exact thing. But there's like no two cases of OCD that are exactly the same. Like everybody is different. A celebrity who has OCD is Howie Mandel. You might know who he is. He's like germophobic, which can go along with OCD. But my personal experience with it, I don't ever remember a time where I didn't have OCD. And for me, it was always about like organization, not really like cleanliness of something, but just so something looked nice. Like my closet would be messy like 90% of the time, but as long as I could close the door, like that was fine. I just liked things to look a certain way, which sounds really superficial. Like all I care about is like outward appearance and stuff like that. But I remember as far back as being like 4 years old and having OCD. Like I just remember making my bed every day when I was 5, and all my stuffed animals had to go a certain way, and I could never really enjoy playing with things as a kid because I would have to like take them apart to play with them, and I always liked things to look nice. That's really kind of a hard thing for a kid to have to deal with, because I felt like I really kind of missed out on really enjoying things as a kid, like making messes and like playing with stuff, because I was just so concerned about it being messy. But I was never germophobic, because I remember like petting farm animals. I was never like all like about my hands or anything. So it is different for everyone. And a lot of it would come with anxiety. I've also dealt with that for most of my life. So whenever I would be like super anxious, that's when my OCD comes out. Like if I'm relaxed, which with having OCD you can know it's like very hard to relax, but when I would be relaxed my OCD would kind of go away. But when I'm anxious and like in a bad situation and I just don't feel like myself is really kind of when it comes out. I remember I had went to the beach with my family for a week when I was about like 8, 9 years old, and I remember we came home and I was so sad about coming home and stuff. And what I did was, which I didn't even want to do this, but this is how OCD controls your life. I remember thinking to myself, like, because I had to go to the bathroom, I was like, oh, the last time I went to the bathroom was at the beach house. Like, that is how, like, upset I was that we left. Like, I was like, oh, the last time I went to the bathroom, it was at the beach house. So then I kept a little sticky notepad and tallied each time I went to the bathroom so I could count them back. And so I could know like, oh, like 20 times ago I was at the beach house. Like, and that is like, that's ridiculous. Doesn't that just sound insane to you? Like, it's just like what? I didn't really realize how severe I had OCD until I was an adult, like thinking back on things I did as a kid. Another thing I did, which I did this for years, it was probably like 2 years I did this for, whenever I would like flush the toilet, it would, you know how toilets like make that noise afterward? I don't know why a lot of my OCD revolved around going to the bathroom, but it just did. But whenever I'd flush the toilet, I would have to wash my hands before that noise would be over, or it was in my head that I was gonna throw up. Like I was convinced that I would throw up if I didn't finish washing my hands before that sound went off. Like, doesn't that just sound crazy? It does. It sounds crazy even to me now. But it controlled my life for most of my life, and there wasn't a minute that went by that I wasn't thinking about things. Like if I went to school with my room a mess, I just, like, I could not focus on anything. All I could think about was my unmade bed and the clothes on my floor and all this mess. So I would literally have to have everything the way I liked it before I left my room. I remember some nights I would just be so tired and I would just want to go to bed, and there would be like a basket of laundry like on my floor, like just filled with unfolded clothes, and I couldn't even let myself go to sleep without like folding and putting away all those clothes. Like, to me, that's just, it's so sad, like, people that deal with this, because I know firsthand, like, you can't let yourself relax, you can't let yourself enjoy things. It's hard. And I remember my brother teasing me, like, hardcore about it too. Like, he would, like, take the pillows and, like, throw them off the couch, and, like, I would, like, quickly run and put them, like, fix them on the couch, and he would just push them off. Like, it's really not funny to do that to someone that has OCD, because, like, I could not help how I felt and how I acted in cleaning things up. Like, I could not control it. And where I am now, I feel like it's gotten a lot better as I've gotten older. Also, I take like medication for anxiety, and that also treats obsessive-compulsive disorder, which I feel like I barely have OCD now. Like, I can let things be messy. I can leave my room with it being messy. I don't have to, like, count things like I did before. I don't have to keep track of things that I did before. And I feel like I have much more quality of life now. But the reality is that a lot of people misunderstand OCD, and they think it's a joke, and they think that they can make fun of people. I remember seeing a video recently that my sister showed me of someone touching Howie Mandel's hands because he's germophobic, and they were messing with him and they touched his hands, and he like freaked out, and they were like making fun of him. And I just think, like, that's just so, like, you don't understand unless you've lived it. You don't understand unless it's something that you're going through. And I feel like a lot of people don't really know what OCD is, along with many other mental illnesses. I feel like there's still like such a lack of understanding. I don't expect people to understand completely what OCD is, because it is hard to understand. Even for me, for someone who has lived it, it's hard to understand exactly what it is. If you or someone you know has OCD, just know that it's very hard to live with. It's a very hard thing to live with, but you're not alone. They're not alone. There's lots of people that deal with it, but there are ways to get help with it. You can go to counseling. There are medications that can treat it. I mean, I would like to not have to take medication, but the fact of it is I don't know if I would be the same person I am right now if I stopped taking medication. I don't know why I felt the need to talk about this. I guess I just felt the need to share, because I know you guys know I've dealt with anxiety and depression, but I think OCD was worse than depression for me, at least. It's a very hard thing to have to live with. I've definitely gotten a lot better with OCD. And just seek help for yourself, because you shouldn't have to deal with it like silently by yourself. Keep your head up, stay strong, and all that. People with OCD are not crazy. I find it like kind of slightly insensitive when people are like cleaning up and they're like, oh, I'm so OCD, I have to like, I don't know. I mean, it just kind of bothers me because I actually like have OCD. It's like, okay. I don't know. I don't know if this video even made any kind of sense. Just kind of felt like talking about OCD. But yeah, I will see you guys in my next video. Leave comments about any other like topics, mental illnesses you want me to discuss. Feel free to share your stories about obsessive-compulsive disorder or anything else. Let's just start a conversation down below, shall we? I will see you guys again real soon. Until then, panda hugs. I love you guys. Bye! I don't even know how to end this. I don't even know.